These are Julian Assange's first steps outside jail before he can finally walk free. Wikileaks put out a statement saying Assange had been released from Belmarsh prison, where he was lodged for the last 5 years, and has left the United States. Before he is a free man, Assange will plead guilty in a US court to a single criminal count of conspiring to obtain and disclose classified US national defense documents. This procedure will take place in the Northern Mariana Islands close to Australia, where Assange is from. As per the deal, Assange will be sentenced to 62 months of time already served. The Mariana Islands were chosen since Assange did not want to travel to the US mainland.
I just came out of Belmarsh prison in what I hope is my last visit to see Julian here in this prison where he spent 5 years, 2 months and 2 weeks. And if you're seeing this, it means he is out.
It's been a long drawn-out legal battle for Julian Assange and Wikileaks that was set up in 2006 but rose to prominence in 2010 after it published a classified video showing a US helicopter attack and kill a dozen people in Iraq.
It's clear that it will shape an understanding of what the past 6 years of war has been like, and that the course of the war needs to change. The manner in which it needs to change is not yet clear.
It went on to release hundreds of thousands of classified US military documents on the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq and many diplomatic cables. The US military documents were leaked by a former US military intelligence analyst called Chelsea Manning, who was also prosecuted under the Espionage Act and served 7 years in jail. When Donald Trump was president, Assange was indicted. The charges against him saw global outrage, with many saying that criminally charging Assange was an assault on free speech. He was first arrested in the United Kingdom on sex-related charges brought forth by Swedish authorities. These were later dropped. To avoid extradition to Sweden, Assange sought asylum in the Ecuador embassy and stayed there for 7 years till his asylum was revoked in 2019. He was dragged out of the embassy and sent to Belmarsh prison, where he has been fighting extradition to the United States. The Australian government has been pushing for Assange's release, saying there was nothing to be gained from his continued incarceration. Analysts also say Assange should not have been prosecuted in the first place, and the entire exercise actually puts a stain on the US government.
And we shouldn't forget that the original leaks that WikiLeaks put forward about the war were evidence of a war crime. The shooting of innocent people in Iraq. Now, this is not the thing the US government should be using the Espionage Act for. That's not what the Espionage Act is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about spies. It's not supposed to be about people who tell you and me how our tax dollars are being spent. I understand why Mr. Assange might want to plead guilty to get, to be able to get on in his life and get out of jail. But I think we ought to be talking not about whether this is appropriate for Mr. Assange, but whether it's appropriate for the US government to have done this indictment. And I think it is not. And it's very dangerous for anyone who engages in journalism.
Assange is expected to return home to Australia after the court procedure and will finally be free after spending 5 years in jail and fighting a 12-year-long legal battle. For more such videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the like button and follow for more news updates.